Hi, welcome to part 2 of using assessments to supercharge your business. I'm Amy Pearl, and through this 3-part video series, I hope that you'll discover ways to give your clients even more insight than you do today, objectively and quickly. Generate passive revenue and income that you can count on each month. And most importantly, be the best coach you can be and love what you do even more. During our first video, I shared some of my background, as well as my favorite iceberg analogy for understanding the different types of assessments on the market today. Doesn't that make it so much easier to sort through all the different products that are out there? I find that the iceberg also helps my clients to understand what's important for their work and to prioritize where they want to spend their coaching time. Perhaps you've already started exploring some new assessments. Don't forget those 5 questions that you should ask when building your toolkit. The upfront investment of time and money is too significant to pick a tool that won't work for you over the long haul. Today, I want to share even more ways to supercharge your business by using assessments. First, I'll show you how I've created a predictable, passive revenue stream utilizing assessments. And I'll give you 5 ideas to get your clients excited about expanding the use of assessments in your market. And I know they work because your competitors are doing these things right now. Plus, by subscribing to this video series, I want to offer you an up-close and personal look at one of my favorite assessment tools, the Workplace Big 5 Profile. Check the email that contained the links to this video. It contains your private access information to try the Workplace Big 5 Profile absolutely free. So let's talk about making money. For many coaches and consultants, this isn't your primary driver, but creating consistent and predictable revenue is necessary for your business to thrive. Many coaches spend too much time worrying about how they're going to find the money to pay their bills. What you should be worrying about is how to make the money you want to build a life that you love. Here's the problem. Many coaches and consultants design their business around projects. Perhaps it's a client that you signed on for a 3-month coaching engagement, a 6-month group coaching program, or a training or team building session. Getting this work is tough. You spend time creating marketing materials, networking, prospecting, cold calling, making sales pitches, and more. Every time one project ends, you start the cycle again. If you book a bunch of clients, you don't have any time for sales, leading to a downturn in revenue in just a few months. Well, there's a better way. Of course, your goal is to still land those lucrative engagements, but you also want the peace of mind of a steady stream of income. In the first video, I showed you how I supercharge each coaching engagement by offering an additional group coaching or team building session. Let's review that scenario in a little bit more detail. The benefits of the group coaching or team building session to your client is threefold. First, your coaching client can learn about the personality traits or behavioral drivers of each of his direct reports, project team, or peers. He'll then have the keys to unlock the power of communication, influence, team management, and much, much more. Second, each team member will learn how to utilize his or her personal strengths to be an effective contributor to the team. And third, you can uncover and solve problems in how the team works together to make decisions and achieve goals. Your clients will gain the insight and frameworks they need to be more successful. Now let's see how this boosts your income. If I charge $250 per assessment and there's 5 team members, that gives me $1,250 in revenue. I charge a couple of $100s for one-on-one coaching meetings where I debrief each team member individually, giving me another $1,000 in revenue. And I charge $2,000 for my half-day group coaching session. I just supercharged my coaching engagement by $4,250 without having to network, prospect, or any of the other things that come along with selling. All it took was helping my coaching client to discover his own talents and potential high-risk traits. I got him excited about the data and showed him how to capitalize on it. If you add value to your clients, they'll turn around and add value to you, smoothing out those drops in revenue. Now, Let's look at how you can build more revenue over the long term. A client can get hooked on assessment data. So each time he wants to add someone to his team, he'll want to preview what this person is going to be like. Since many assessments can be used to screen candidates during the hiring process, you have an opportunity to sell assessments to your client long after the coaching engagement is complete. Many of my clients utilize their own in-house interviewing and screening processes to narrow down the process to just their top 2 or 3 candidates. Then, they administer the assessments to learn about the candidate's personalities, critical thinking skills, core competencies, or other attributes. I typically provide a brief written report summarizing the assessment results, as well as full copies of the reports for their files. Some of my clients also like to have a brief telephone conversation to discuss the results. I love that because it's a great way to stay in touch with my clients. So here's how the revenue can flow. Let's say I use 2 assessments with a total cost of $350. The client would like to compare his top 3 job candidates. That's $1,050. I usually provide my telephone debrief at no charge as a value-added service, but you could also add revenue there if you'd like. All in all, the whole process, from the point my client orders through to my debrief call, takes about 90 minutes or even less. That's not a bad hourly rate. Oh, and a word on cost? The assessments I use cost between $15 and $75, so the profit margin is terrific. Now, let's say my client fills 5 jobs per year. That's $5,250 annually for between 5 and 10 hours of work. You can't beat that. Oh, did I mention onboarding? Onboarding is part of a new hire's orientation. I meet with my client and his new hire to review the goals set for the position, skills, competencies, behaviors that are important for success, why the new hire was chosen for the position, and the things that the assessments revealed that might be concerning. This gives us a chance to get the relationships between my client and his new hire off on the right foot. By the way, you might charge $250 to $500 for that meeting, bringing your new total annual income to over $7,000 for supporting the recruiting needs of a single client. Find just 10 of these clients and you'll be generating thousands of dollars per month for little prospecting and little effort. A couple of important things for you to know. First, I don't share the assessment results with job candidates who are not selected for the position. Second, be sure your client talks to their labor attorney to set up the processes for using assessments appropriately in the hiring process on their end. And third, talk to your own attorney and accountant to cover important issues for performing this type of work in your own business. Now, let's talk about one more way to build a steady source of income using assessments. That's by becoming a value-added reseller. Many vendors allow you to train your clients so that they can use the assessments without your help. Companies then use the assessments for recruiting, employee relations, training, succession planning, and more. And it's not just the large corporations that make this investment. Human resources professionals in companies of every size and industry are bringing assessments in-house. Why? First, just like you, they crave ways to build their own knowledge, add value to their employers, and make themselves more marketable in the future. And second, companies continue to look for ways to cut costs through do-it-yourself options. So if you're not offering these options, you risk another competitor sneaking in. It's important to know that the revenue you'll earn is significantly less than if you do all the work for your clients. But on the flip side, the biggest amount of work you'll have to do is sending an invoice each month. Here's how it works. Let's say your client plans to use 10 assessments per month. Your cost might be $15 per assessment. You might charge $60. That means you'll make $45 per assessment or $450 for all 10 per month. If they order steadily all year, that's $5,400 per year in pure profit. Or find 10 of those clients, and you'll be over $5,000 richer by the end of the year. Well, it can be a bit more complicated than that. You want to make sure you're using some positive outreach to stay in touch with your clients, maybe through a monthly newsletter, some special offers. You might periodically call them to see how things are going, to discuss other products. You might even consider running some additional training or a mastermind program. That, of course, would come at an additional cost, giving you yet another source of revenue for your business. So you can see assessments can be great money makers today and long into the future. Cross-selling a group coaching session to your existing coaching clients, supporting the recruiting needs of your clients, and being a value-added reseller are 3 ways you can create the wealth to really build the life that you want. So now let's take a look at how to get the word out about assessments. Finding organizations interested in using assessments will not only help you build that recurring revenue stream, but it also opens the door to a lot more potential coaching clients. Many people think that assessments are just used with managers in big businesses. Well, that is a lucrative market, but it's not the only one. Whether you're a career coach, health and wellness coach, relationship coach, or management coach, assessments can fit into your approach. Here are 5 ways to attract high-value clients with assessments. First, let's consider the world of sales. Sure, it can be beneficial for salespeople to understand themselves better, but customers have personalities too. Teaching salespeople how to read their customers and to consider how they interact with clients can have a profound effect on their presentation styles and how they anticipate and overcome customers' objections. The basis of sales is relationship building. Assessments can unlock the key to building stronger relationships. In fact, we actually offer an assessment that allows a salesperson to enter in data about his or her client. Then the system will generate a report comparing the salesperson and the client and recommending an approach to closing the deal. Hey, if I can coach someone to understand themselves and to study their customers, increased sales are bound to come for them and for me. Second, customer service. We've all experienced poor customer service. I'm sure if we checked out the websites of those companies, they most likely describe their top-of-the-line service as part of their core values. Assessments can illustrate how someone might come across in a customer service situation. Are they responsive, helpful, friendly? Will they follow through? These things will help companies to see if a prospective or a current employee has what it takes to demonstrate the desired company brand in every customer encounter. Third, employment or temporary agencies. The reputation of an employment or temporary agency is only as good as the people they place. If a placement isn't suited for a position, whether short-term or permanent, it can be devastating for everyone involved. Now I'll caution you, some recruiting firms that I've worked with have been afraid of assessments. Believe me, they aren't looking for any reasons to discount their candidates. But the smart ones take the time to get to know their job candidates from many perspectives. Assessments can be just one of them. Fourth, health and fitness. I'm sure you know that assessments can be used to help understand communication styles, but they can also be used to uncover fitness preferences, levels of motivation, current causes of stress, and how stressed out someone is by nature and because of their environment. Imagine going to meet with a fitness coach and she asks you to complete a valid and reliable assessment to not only build the best fitness program for you, but to build a program that you can stick with and use to overcome some of the real challenges in your life. I'd sign up for that in a heartbeat. And finally, families and planning. Did you know that assessments can be used with teens to help them think more strategically about their futures? What careers they might find interesting? Is college the right choice for them? If so, what type of college? Can I help someone heading off to college understand how he or she might interact with a dorm roommate? Or can I help them to get started on the right foot as they start working? Oh yeah, Did I forget to mention the parents? Did you ever meet a kid who wanted to be a musician when mom and dad wanted him to be a physician? Sometimes assessment results can help parents to see that their children need to follow their own dreams and find the best fit career for themselves. Assessments can help teens and their families save a lot of time, money, and heartache by effectively planning for the future. There you have it. 5 ways top coaches are using assessments to break into businesses, find new coaching prospects, and generate recurring revenue. I know this might sound a bit scary, but trust me, once you get going, it's a ton of fun. Remember my first video when I told you how much I hated cold calling, networking, and the other stuff that comes along with selling? Selling assessments is easy. In fact, I don't even think about it as selling. It's a way to really help someone to understand themselves and achieve both their professional and personal goals. I hope that you're finding these videos to be just what you needed to get excited about the work that you're doing and the huge potential your business has to be bigger and better than ever. In our final video, we'll tackle the problems that coaches have in making this dream come true. First, we'll look at how you can upsell high-value coaching and consulting. Second, I'll share the biggest mistake coaches make when using assessments. You don't want to miss that. And finally, I'll help you to avoid leaving money on the table when using assessments. And don't forget, by subscribing to this video series, you can try one of my favorite assessments, the Workplace Big 5 Profile, absolutely free. Check the email that contains the links to this video. You'll find your private access information to take this online assessment. It takes just 10 minutes, so don't delay. I'll see you in our final video.